characters. Some words you can get away with. All right, we are live on the Google Hangout, so here we go. You guys ready?
Not quite.
Oh, shit.
The story just doesn't want to say.
It sounds like he actually means it, too.
I think I said that.
I like what I'm saying.
The first thing you say is shit.
See, now you said it loud enough for everybody to hear. We broke it in 15 seconds. That's got to be a record.
Zach wasn't even here.
Yeah, usually it's Zach's fault that somebody cusses.
Well,
All right.
We can still blame
All right.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Well, no, you got a minute. Go.
Okay.
Figure out what you're going to do.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna murder you. It's gonna be live television.
Oh, look,
This is what it's gonna be.
he's actually here at a reasonable time.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Where are you going to put him, Catherine? You're kind of in the middle. You're going to sit really close to him. Do you want to do that? No. What's up, buddy? Come on in.
Kaylee got a look at Tom and was like,
Oh, he's out there?
yeah, she got it.
Oh my God, he's got a name now.
Yeah, Ada named it.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, sit down. We're going to start.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Quick.
I'm here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like a, what is that movie, the Stephen King movie with all the cats?
Cemetery?
No.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? The Sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they were monsters and cats hated them, so they were all in their yard. I think one of you guys, Zach, probably is.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The phone number, Pennsylvania.
All right, here we go. We're already live on the Hangout, so you can't cuss, Zach. Nope. All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Yep.
On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast, we get social.
Be careful, cosplayers going to Force Awakens in opening weekend.
And guard your nerd boners, they're taking away Leia's bikini. All this, plus Zach Martin actually showed up on time.
I have my reasons
For being on time.
Okay, that's
for being almost late.
Just stop.
There's no fixing it for you, buddy.
Hey, I had free tickets to Spectre I gave up tonight.
Oh.
Oh, I would have just taken those. I mean,
You walk right into it every single time. I think
All right.
that's going to be the dumbest joke, and then you make it better.
We're going to start. We're going to start. Oh, I can't look at this. The date's wrong. If I look at something with the date wrong, I won't be able to say it.
Support.
I can't see it.
Fix the camera.
What's wrong with it? What'd you do? Oh, it's
anything.
funky. Something happened.
Just fix it.
Fix it!
There's a joke in there about you losing your pencil lead, but I'm not quite sure.
Seriously? Seriously? Is this what's going to happen tonight?
probably.
All right.
Okay.
Can you see it? Okay, good.
Yes.
Because I'm setting up the garage band here for the actual show to start. So you get all this exciting.
You know, it
behind the
was
scenes
set
stuff
up.
when you're on the video.
No, it was not.
It actually was.
It actually was. You
I think
bumped it.
Yeah, I think you bumped it when you dropped your jacket.
It's okay. Just fix it. That's
Mike,
good.
you want to close
I
that
think that's
door?
great. He's in front of my pair, so
Because we don't want the cat to jump on the table this week.
there we go. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Perfect.
Get out.
Slightly on the Titanic, but it's okay.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go. It's a Culture Smash Cast, episode 381 for November. See,
Good job.
it's because there's somebody else.
You know, I went through the effort of actually fixing it on the script too. And
I know, right? Well, I have it on screen.
You had it two places.
I'm not
You
even
messed
going
it
to
up.
edit. We're just going to start. It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 381 for November the 4th, 2015. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of CultureSmash.tv. Sitting to the left of me, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Leah Kaplanis. I'm the founder and CEO of Social Enjoyments, which is a new health-conscious wine.
Awesome. And to the left of her,
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
around the table.
Mike Young, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
All right. And over on the sofa, I'm sorry, Catherine.
It's all good. Catherine Holder, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Go ahead. You can say it.
But you don't say last?
Nah, I'm trying to be different.
Hey, cool. So I'm Zach Martin, a drunken contributor to CultureSmash TV sometimes.
Yeah. So,
This past week.
yeah, so I start getting
Oh,
random
yeah.
texts. I gave him a simple little movie to review, and I get random texts.
A
He's getting-
simple little movie to review.
Yeah. What's your problem?
It had ponies in it.
Yeah.
That sounds
Okay.
Sounds
So
right at the rally.
look,
Yeah.
dude, you brought this on yourself.
I know.
When you first started writing for me,
I signed up for it
when you
without
first started
reading
writing for
fine
me, he
print.
said, I like I like this animated series, My Little Pony. I said, no
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
I
I
will
totally
get
understand.
you. I will get you all of this stuff to review that you want. And now, how do you feel about it?
Well, 3 years later down the line, I'm like, oh god, another one.
This is what happened.
So I was just like, well, I got a bottle of rum. Let's just drink the whole thing. That's the first time I've gotten drunk in well over a year.
No, it's not.
Probably not.
Oh,
Totally not
no,
true.
it's not.
Not true.
We
It's not
started
true.
getting texts from him saying, "I'm George Clooney,"
Yeah.
which is a funny joke. Well, what happened was,
He was responding. I was just like, I'll put that in and see if he can.
You were busy.
at one of the Comic Cons, we went up to Zach's hotel room that he was renting with a bunch of his friends, and he was plastered. And so, do you know the sketch comedy kind of thing called Drunk History?
No.
Okay. The whole premise of it is that they get people obliteratingly wasted and then have them retell a historical event. And then they have A-list actors reenact it with, like, the track of the person who's
It's really
drunk
funny.
talking. It's hilarious.
Nice.
So we did Drunk History, except Drunk Movie on Zach, had him retell the story of Gravity drunk. And so at one point he goes, "I'm George Clooney."
And he's like spilling his drink on me while he's doing, I'm George Clooney.
My goal that night was to drink as much vodka as quickly as possible.
Well,
But it's not necessarily the greatest.
your end game was to be ridiculous. That's kind of what happened.
You can't say what I said about Sandra Bullock.
No,
We're
we can't
a
say.
family.
Yeah, even though we already said shit on the show, like in the first 10 seconds of the episode. It's been said now. It's out there. It's in the wild. It's like a,
This
it's like a
episode's
rabid dog.
PG-13 now.
Exactly, because
Oh,
we
there
got
we
the S word in there.
Yeah.
So we had a lot happening this weekend. We're just going to bring you into this conversation here. Most of us were at Universal Studios, and I think we about killed Catherine.
I'm still recovering. It was nuts.
Because
But it was so much fun. Harry Potter World was everything I wanted it to be and more.
so the way that Dwayne and I usually theme park is, we're usually on a tight time budget, all that stuff. So we don't stop. We keep going. Now, Dwayne goes way beyond me. He goes way beyond me. That dude, they had Duff, Duff beer is like the Simpsons beer.
Yeah.
Well, they had Dufftoberfest going on, so he got wasted. He was drinking Duff beer in Jurassic Park World. It didn't matter what we were.
The best part was at one point, just absolutely wasted, he turns to me and goes, "I have to go back to Springfield."
And he took off running like a cartoon character. And he's like kind of a chunky dude. It looked like
Like
Homer Simpson.
Homer! Oh my god!
It really was
Or what is it? Is it Bart? Not Bart. No.
Uh,
Who's Homer's drunken friend?
Yeah,
Oh, Barney.
Barney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh my
he was
God.
like
He
Barney.
was like Barney.
That dude though, that dude dodged walking traffic better than I do. He was wasted. He was like zigzagging. Like you couldn't have sniped him if you
He
wanted to.
froggered it.
Oh my
Froggered
goodness, it was
big
insane.
time.
There is one picture with Homer, like the big plush character, and Homer is like cradling him and petting his head. That is how much this man loves Simpsons.
Oh my gosh.
And he got wasted. It was hilarious.
I might try to find it later, but there's two funny things. One of them, there was at one point, I don't even know if you thought too much about it because we've done it so many times. Dwayne had been working really hard to lose enough weight to get on every ride,
Yes.
and he did. But there was one ride where Catherine and I had to switch him in.
yeah.
We're slamming that thing down on his.
Rolling Dragon.
Yeah.
It's the Harry Potter like super duper roller coaster. We're like, okay, we got it.
Yeah, and there's the attendant is just standing there watching us, right? I'm pushing in on his side, and she's pushing the handle. And he was like, "Score!" When it It was a ridiculous weekend.
Great trip.
The mistake that we made, though, it was that we did Halloween Horror Nights also. So we were in the park. We did a full day of the park and then Halloween Horror Nights. So it was 15 hours.
And
solid.
that was on the first day, so like we were hurting so bad the next day. I didn't do that. I went to Epcot instead and did Food and Wine Fest and met up with one of my friends who's a cast member now. That was more fun than Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights was ridiculous, though, because you could imagine the entire park covered with dudes, well, men and women, and one guy in a wheelchair with chainsaws chasing you everywhere you went.
Oh my gosh.
You step out of a haunted house, you used to the chainsaw guy chasing you out of a haunted
Which
house.
they always chase me.
Well,
I always get
but these
chased.
guys were in the park. They would chase you as long as you kept running. It didn't matter. Especially the wheelchair dude. He had his chainsaw mounted on the handle, and he was just pushing. It was
Freaky.
nuts. So while we were doing those shenanigans, Nico, you were at a convention this weekend here in Nashville, right?
Yeah, I was at the Geek Media Expo at GMX all weekend long.
How'd that go?
It was a lot of fun. I was mostly just running around working it as opposed to like enjoying it. But by and large, most of our feedback that we've gotten from the event has been very positive. We had more attendees than we did last year, so it was really good.
Maybe it won't be on Halloween next year.
Well, like that would be unlikely because Halloween's on a Monday, but
Good. That won't mess with my schedule because that's what's important in this whole thing.
It's Steven's schedule.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about social.
All right.
So why don't you tell us, before we get into trying it, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is?
So social is my attempt to make the most health-conscious alcohol available today. So it's sort of a new creation. I basically just took a look at alcohol and all the things I liked about it and the things I didn't like about it.
What's not to like?
Right? And I asked like hundreds of women what they liked and what they didn't like about the current options and just sort of made something new. So it is health-conscious because it's organic certified. It is only 88 calories, so it's about a third of the calories of an average glass of wine. It's 4% alcohol, so it's the alcohol of like a light beer. Like kicks in more because it's kind of sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
So really designed for people who want to be social and connect. Maybe they don't feel like getting super loaded that night.
So not a drink for Dwayne.
Not Dwayne.
Not a drink for Dwayne.
He's not.
Yeah.
This is actually a drink for Zach, so he'll behave himself.
that's unlikely.
So is this a watching My Little Pony sort of drink?
Probably. 'Cause
Totally.
you actually
Where you
right.
just chug it as much as you can.
Oh goodness.
Yes.
All right. So.
My Little Pony approved.
So how you just decide what's the process? How do you decide to just make a drink?
Well, kind of a crazy story. I was telling you before the show. I was 26. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and I went super healthy and holistic. So I actually healed that way, and didn't drink alcohol for 3 years at all, and healed. And when I was done, I was like, I miss alcohol because it is so fun to be social and connect with people and have conversations, and I just love this sort of thing. So started drinking again, and I was just couldn't find anything that kind of matched my healthy lifestyle. Hangovers or the losing my keys or gaining weight, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how can we have all the pros and less the cons?
Got it. So did you just find someone to partner with that knew how to do this?
Sort of thing. Yeah, I had no idea how I was going to do this. I was actually getting my MBA part-time, and there was a business competition. And so I entered it, and I put a team together of like a colleague from business school, and he knew someone who knew this brewmaster who was actually in his 70s, and he was the co-founder of Izzy Sparkling Sodas. And he had actually invented this new way to make the Saki. He had it on a piece of paper like 7 years before, but he never did anything with it. He didn't know if it would work. And so he signed it over to us and said, I'll be your brewmaster, and for a small ownership stake. And then we tried it out, and it worked. So we had this new innovative way to make Saki in a more cost-effective way. We actually use organic brown rice, and we only brew it. We don't use white rice and distill it, so it's kind of a new process.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then I added the flavors that I kind of wanted, and before we knew it, we had something.
This feels like you're on Shark Tank, except you're in a room full of broken nerds. Yeah, sorry for you.
I'm kind of a nerd myself in disguise, for sure. So,
Interesting. This is a good
along.
So how do you decide on what flavors to make?
So I did research by going to like Argo Tea, Starbucks Tea, and looking what like the tea folks were really into. And then I was thinking about like juice cleanses and what are the superfoods right now. And then I did a survey with bartenders and asked like what are they using in mixology and cocktails right now. And I tried to create flavors that were unique, where one ingredient is like a superfood, one is a little bit more common, and then one is like a little bit sweet, and then the other one's a little bit less sweet to kind of create like a balanced.
So do you really see your demographic as female?
Yes, I do.
That's a shame. Because
But-
I'm a health conscious guy.
Yeah.
You drink a lot of girly drinks. I'm sorry you do. And
Wait.
Zach, you drink a lot of girly
I
drinks.
can
Sorry, you do.
remember the zine.
Catherine, yeah, but Catherine. No, I was actually saying that it's a shame that that's your demo. But Catherine just says that because she drinks like an urban cowboy over there.
Urban straight does not mean that I'm an urban cowboy.
Urban straight is much more manly than what I drink.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's bourbon on the rocks technically, but yeah, no, I drink not a lot of wine, but I love wine. I love good wine, and I love Saki, and I'm very, very excited for that.
See, I am a huge fan of Saki, and I like, to be clear, I like vodka and soda. That's what I like.
Oh.
That's what I drink.
You might like it then.
I don't think it's that girly. Now, we have a mutual friend who had fruity drinks, and somehow that got washed off on me. But I had plain Tito's vodka. The last time I got really tore up was straight Tito's vodka and soda, and I got drunk off my buttocks.
You
And
did.
it was So
we actually have a recipe on the side because it goes really good with vodka. So we say trade a tasteless
Yes.
vodka soda for a tasty vodka social.
I love it.
But I tried, like I was going to say, though, before I got so unfairly insulted by my contributor, is I try to be health conscious, and I don't drink as much beer because I feel like it's wasted calories, and I feel like I'm eating bread. But most drinks that are like this are directed toward girls. You know, there's that whole Skinny Girl vodka line, and or you could drink Michelob Ultra, which my dad drinks, so I refuse to do that. Just because.
And that's growing like crazy just because people are more health conscious and they want something lighter. You know, so I think it's totally great if guys want to drink it too. They are so welcome to drink it.
So where did the name come from?
So I wanted to, you know, I kept hearing from people that I was interviewing that I want to go out and be social, but I don't want to get too drunk. Or, you know, I have to drink, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a week because there's just so many social events. And, you know, but I just don't want to have a hangover or feel kind of icky the next day. So for me, it was all about going out and not getting too drunk. It was more about connecting with people and just really enjoying the moment. And especially from that whole cancer experience, I've kind of embraced this whole, like, enjoy today, enjoy life. And so that's why our slogan's freedom to enjoy life, because I can drink this and have fun but not feel guilty about it.
Okay. And Stephanie, you and Michelle in the chat room, if you guys have questions, post them in the chat and we'll read them off.
Yeah.
So normally when I drink sake, I drink it hot. So this is a different experience for me.
Yeah.
So it's cold and in a can.
Cold in a can. There's a ton of sakes that are cold too. Not a drink as much in the U.S., but more so it's drink cold in Japan or whatever. This is actually going to surprise you. If you really like sake, this doesn't necessarily act like a traditional sake. This is sort of like an innovative spin. It tastes more like a flavored champagne, rosé wine. You know, it's kind of like a whole new, light, refreshing thing.
Well, I'm excited. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's how you want. You tell us how to try it first.
I'm thinking everyone starts with a hibiscus cucumber.
I love it. I'm so
Alright.
excited.
Do we just pass them around?
Everyone can have one.
Down, pass it around.
See, do we have enough? Oh man, we're one short. There's one over there.
Yeah.
That one's not going to be cold though.
I'll
so
take
that's gonna
the
be-
knuckle one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
That
I'm
one?
gonna pass it down.
Oh, you have?
I don't.
Okay.
Whoever would like a straw, we have straws.
Well, no, I can't drink an early drink with a straw. Can't do that. That's just going too far.
Everybody's over 10, right?
Yes. Wow.
I really,
You get excited.
really love this.
Is this your favorite?
I like them both in different ways, you know.
It's really
I
tasty.
really,
Wow, this
really
is
like
good.
this.
See, the deadly thing about this, I know it's kind of it's lower on the alcohol side, but it doesn't taste like an alcohol drink.
Right.
So that would be the thing that would do Zach in.
I mean,
I was about to say, let's go.
I knew this would be my jam because it's sweet, but it's still got not a bite to it, but the cucumber gives it a little bit of crispness,
I
so
like
that
the
way
cucumber.
it's a nice finish. Do
'Cause
you
I
like
drink
it?
I
Whoa! Cheers, Mike. Mike liked something. And it actually has something creamy in it. Yes.
It's
It's healthy for
not,
you.
it's not too sweet, and
It's
that's
brilliant.
there's that hint of just a tiny little bit of musky to it. It's
It's tasty.
It's
It's
good.
really
It doesn't.
good.
You can tell it's not a cola. It's not some soft drink. It's not the It's not gin, which is my usual drink.
It goes
It's,
great with gin.
I bet it would.
Why don't you just pour it in a cup and dump a pine cone in it, and it would taste exactly the same as gin. Ugh. I can't.
Yeah, but it wouldn't raise the alcohol content.
Every time he drinks gin, I think of those air
Just have to ferment the
fresheners,
pine
those
cones.
tree-shaped air fresheners.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's horrible. Horrible.
That is delicious.
What do you think of it, Nico?
No, it's really sweet, but not like overly sweet. I like the hibiscus just to kick in more the front end and the cucumber the back, which is the way I prefer it. So
that's important for me because if it was too much, it would kind of be overpowering. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good.
You just down that whole entire thing.
Well, it's not a full-size can.
Well,
Oh man.
It's
I've had a
really,
long day on my day off at work.
this is really it's
Working from home in my pajamas.
Oh, that's the best way. I did that today, actually. It's really tasty.
Thank
I mean, I
you.
drink cucumber water sometimes, so it's
Mhm.
good.
Stephanie just asked if there is a local place to purchase it. Stephanie is also in Nashville.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're in the Nashville area.
Yeah, so we just launched about a month and a half ago. So we're in about 50 stores in Tennessee and mostly Nashville. And they're actually should be all up on our website. So if you go to Find Social, then
So, is it the store that you told me about? Can you say that or no?
which one was it?
Publix?
Ooh, so we got into all of Publix, but it won't be in Tennessee until the wine laws
Oh, that's
change.
true.
Oh,
This is
okay.
wine. It's
Yeah.
not beer.
True.
Yeah, in July. So it'll be in all the Publix then, but for now it's going to be in all the wine and liquor stores, or most of them. They get more every day. So
And you can
That's so
mail
cool.
order. Right?
yeah, you can actually order it online if you go to our website. Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys want to try the other one?
I do.
Yeah, I'm very excited now.
Okay, so here's the thing. People
Sounds like,
tend people who like one may or may not like the other. So I am absolutely not offended if you do not like this one, because this is for people who
Well-
want something a little sweeter
Oh, sweet.
than the first. So you're probably gonna really not like it, but you never know.
You never know.
Mike, you also don't like coconut, do you?
Yeah, but I'm going to try it.
He's the picky one of the group.
But that's the thing about if it's well mixed with other stuff, you can not necessarily care for the individual constituents, but it may.
Yo, this is good.
No, I like them both, actually.
Yeah.
This is really good.
It's a little more full flavored and kind of indulgent tasting.
Mhm.
Where's-
It
where's
is.
the alcohol?
It's in there.
I
You'll-
can slightly taste it with this one. I can't with this.
I know, that one covers it up.
This is a much more interesting. Like you said,
Yeah.
there's more to it. It may be a little bit sweeter, but there's a lot.
That's weightier.
This
Got
isn't,
more.
There's
but
more
this
going
isn't
on.
still too disgustingly sweet. Neither of these are like a Moscato where,
Ugh.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the face. That's the face for Moscato. But
I really like
no,
this
both
one.
of these are really
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah, the toasted is what makes it.
Yeah, that's what makes it. I
good.
agree.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it is almond in there, right? That kind of like just like lingers in the aftertaste. Get coconut first. I don't know how you did that, where it's sweet at first and then you get the mellowed flavor afterwards. Don't know how you did that, but kudos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and it's made with actual coconut and not that processed stuff.
Oh yeah,
So that probably makes a big difference.
You know, we started out and I was going to go all natural because I thought that all natural was like pretty darn good at the time. And then I got the, formula back and everything or the recipe, and it was like all natural meant synthetic. I'm like, well, that's not what I'm trying to do here. So
That's
we
odd.
actually delayed our launch by 4 months so we could reformulate it in organic flavors.
Oh.
And it's there's not many places that can provide organic flavors. Like the hibiscus one, it's like just straight hibiscus extract, organic hibiscus extract. So it's just like pressing it from the flower. And so yeah, but I'm so glad we did because I really think it changes the just the flavor.
So you said you use these as mixers also.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's the
Vodka.
preferred vodka?
Yeah, I mean this one like vodka goes really great with this one. Vodka goes good with this one too, but actually I don't drink gin normally at all. Like haven't done it in since college, But gin is really good with the cucumber one. Super
Interesting.
good.
Well, giant
Yeah.
cucumber, I would expect. I would think that like rum would be incredible in
Yeah,
this.
that's a
Because I'm
rum
not a
would be
dinner
good,
vodka
yeah.
drinker, but
Yeah.
I will enjoy some rum.
I would enjoy some rum, actually.
Yep.
Rum is really good in there, and you know what? I actually mixed some Basil Hayden bourbon in there because I do also enjoy.
Talk about your my language now.
I know. I like some bourbon myself, and
Okay.
one day I'm like, I have to try it, so I'm going to try it with Basil Hayden.
Okay. Well, there we
really
go.
good.
I could see that being better in the. It wouldn't go well with the cucumber because cucumber and bourbon, I'm sure, would just be a little
It'd be a little
Weird, yeah.
But yeah.
It couldn't be worse as Scotch.
Shut up.
Why do you bring this up?
That's this week.
Yeah, the room's coming back.
Is it this week?
Ooh,
Yeah.
When?
that is exciting.
This weekend.
Saturday night.
I'll
So
go.
you know
I'll
about
go.
the room?
Saturday
The,
night.
I'll go.
the supporting actor is going to be the Velcro too.
Greg Sestero.
The Room is quite possibly the worst film ever made.
The Room. Oh,
Yes.
really?
And it's when you go and watch it, it's kind of like seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show. Nobody's acting it out in the front, but you scream things at the screen, you throw things. It's a totally immersive audience interaction
Rocky
thing.
Horror is more like everybody has its line. The Room is a much more vicious, like
It's just a terrible, terrible movie. It's just
it's
terrible.
learning its structure.
So you go
So
and
it's
you
like
get
early
drunk
days
and you
of
watch
Rocky
it with 500 other people and laugh about how bad it is and have a good time.
I like the room a lot more than Rocky Horror though, because I find that
I agree.
Yeah.
You know
The
what?
Room
I
is
never
a much
thought I would
more-
agree with that.
The Room is a much more academic viewing.
The room
experience.
doesn't
Mine is
have
very-
It's true.
as many songs.
Exactly.
Which is what
Sorry,
makes
that's what I
it
need.
great.
Is that a
Hey,
tweetable?
there's a poor
Yeah.
You Are My Rose song in there, and it's all sex.
Yeah, the amazing
Really.
sex scene, yeah.
There's two of the same
So,
sex scene.
I highly recommend this. I would not have because I fought it for so long because I don't like spending money on bad movies. But we were editing our documentary project,
Oh
and
my gosh.
there were some times where it took so long to render that we played on YouTube while we were waiting, and we watched The Room, and I said, okay, fine, I get it, I will go. So we will go this weekend, and we will. And one of the Scotchka thing is there's somebody who drinks
In
Scotch
the-
and vodka.
In the
mixed.
film, the lady
Yes,
character
Scotch
known as
and
Lisa
vodka.
turns to the main character, goes, "You need a drink." So she brings in this. It looks like whiskey. People maybe think it's Scotch, and she pours vodka in it and serve it warm.
Ooh,
And
Yeah.
they're
Wow.
like, "Oh, it tastes pretty good."
nice shot there.
It's
Oh, Hector was
so
asking.
bad.
Oh, Hector was asking?
It
Hi,
is
Hector.
a drink of tears.
It's
Your tears.
the Belcourt, which is where it's being shown this weekend, our local art house theater, sells the drink at a pretty high cost.
It's like
because-
$9.50.
Yeah, it's like
Really? It's
$9 bucks.
a real drink.
Oh yeah,
It's a
no,
real
well,
drink.
it's,
That's
it's just Scotch
It's a
and
bad
vodka.
movie.
That's
But
But they sell it because they don't intend for you to actually buy it. But everyone buys it.
well, Belcourt
I
does
think
this
so.
with all of their midnight
Catherine?
movies.
Will you go get drunk and watch The Room with us this weekend?
Are you guys going Saturday?
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'm free Saturday.
You want to go?
Oh.
watch The Room?
Oh,
Yeah, but you've already seen it, I thought.
It doesn't matter. It's when
It
you go
doesn't
get
matter.
different
It's one of
shows.
those that it doesn't
Oh.
matter.
It's literally, you
Yeah.
can watch it 100 times, and you'll still find something going.
No, you're our guest. If you go with us, we'll buy your Scotch.
Oh, thank you so
Yes.
much. That sounds lovely.
It's but now it is at midnight.
Okay. Hey,
Or,
I
or
can
you can
make-
just take a sip and then realize, why did I just do that?
Yeah.
One sip is enough, but
Yeah.
if you're a purist like me, you drink the whole thing.
You-
Well, that's great, but-
But you,
But
but
you're
not,
just-
there's a fine line between purist and idiot. Just like,
Yeah.
Conservationist, is that what it is?
I put ice
Yeah,
in
that's
mine.
it.
That's
Don't
what
waste
turns
good
me
booze
being an
or
idiot.
bad booze.
No, stop.
All right, so we need to do a script. It's only 5
All right,
pages,
so-
but I knew this was going to
yeah.
happen.
All right,
So
so,
let's talk pop culture.
sure.
Also,
Fox has licensed a branded theme park to be built in Dubai called 20th Century Fox World. Planned attractions include ones themed after Planet of the Apes, Aliens, Predator, The Simpsons, Titanic, and Sons of Anarchy, alongside more kid-friendly inclusions like Ice Age, Rio, and Night at the Museum. The announcement promises that rides will tell new stories based on Fox film and television. Naturally, the theme park will also feature shops, restaurants, and the first themed resort hotel centered on Fox properties. It's set to open in 2018, and this will be the second Fox theme park to open, as one under construction in Malaysia. The deal with Al Halali Holding Group also allows for up to 3 more Fox resorts in areas outside of Dubai. It should be noted that Fox not having their own stateside theme park led them to licensing Simpsons attractions to Universal Studios and the upcoming Pandora, the World of Avatar, at Disney World. So,
I'm kind of interested.
Avatar.
I want to know what Sons of Anarchy ride would be. Is
What
it
would that
just on a
be?
motorcycle?
Wow.
Well,
That could be horrifying.
now,
You mean like
the
E.T.?
E.T., we were on a bicycle. That was awesome. Okay, I'll have to bring one of those pictures up while we talk. Because, okay, so we did this horrible thing, well, awesome thing at Universal where you pay one price.
That was
and you get
not
to take,
horrible, it was awesome.
it was the best thing ever. And you get to take all the stupid pictures all throughout the park and have fun with it, including riding the bike and the E.T. ride. They take a picture. So I'll show that in a minute. But why don't we get a 20th Century Fox Park here? This was actually supposed to be a story for Dwayne because that means more Simpsons rides for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Or maybe not. They may have signed an exclusive deal with the Disney where the Simpsons stuff would be. They would have that would stay there even if they opened one.
Well,
possible.
it's Universal.
Or Universal.
Simpsons
Yeah.
isn't in Disney.
Okay.
Yeah, and see, that's
Yeah.
the curiosity though, because you've got Marvel stuff in Universal and also coming to Disney. They already have some things over there apparently. So I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't have that. We need that in Nashville actually.
We need the Fox Studios
Studios
theme park
We
in Nashville.
almost
It's a perfect place
had a Disney theme park here. It was going to be called Disney Country. Get it? Because we're country and Disney Country, Disney World,
What's
Land.
terrifying.
I don't know what
I
you're
don't
talking
get it.
about.
I know, it would have
That'd
been
be
so
cool.
cool. It was going to be, and this was years and years ago, like right when they shut down Opryland. It was going to be where Cool Springs now is. Because there was so much uncultivated land, but then they could make more money off of just selling off the land piece by piece to certain retailers and all that kind of stuff. So no Disney World.
All right, Hector joined us in the chat room. Hector is in New Jersey. Can he buy Social in New Jersey?
Oh, yeah, you can buy it online.
But not in the stores.
Not in the stores yet. We're in 7 states.
What's the website?
Socialenjoyments.com.
Social enjoyment. Want to know about it because I know you came in late. Just ask a question in the chat room and we'll tell you because we're going to partake in it the rest of the show.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All right. So who has the next story?
Actually,
we're
next.
at box office.
Yeah.
Now we're not going to do film ball this week because I didn't want to get into all that because we had so much else to talk.
Probably also didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Yep. Facts.
So we
had a busy weekend.
We had a really
Really big reason.
So we do this thing.
It's
and-
not really a story to talk about.
It is a story to talk about, actually. I know enough to be able to say that. So basically what we do is we're all, geeks, and we don't watch sports. So instead of fantasy football, we do fantasy film ball. And we've got a couple of listeners that play with us. So what happens is, and this is for anybody who would like to play in the next block, just send me an email at cinegeek@gmail.com. We get 100 virtual bucks, and we bid on the movies that we think are going to make the most money in a block of time. We do it 3 times a year. And then we just talk trash every week when the box office comes out.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just simple.
Super fun.
Simple game, and it's fun, and the listeners who actually play with us get prizes, and the rest of us just get bragging rights. Mike doesn't want the numbers to come out right now because he's in really bad shape. Mike actually, and what happens in our group, funny enough, in the main contributor bracket, if you lose, you have to go play with the listeners, which is where Mike is right now.
So
And
we're
if all things were right in the world,
we can drop down
yeah,
to again.
I was going to say, if all things were right in the world, you'd be there again.
Well, if he loses, he can clean the litter box.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't...
It's not that bad. It's like 45 seconds.
Zach took care of the cat this
Experience.
weekend. Yeah. All right, so here's the box office for last weekend. Number
The
10
worst weekend of the year.
Well, actually, why don't we do the story first because there is a...
sorry.
Mike, you have a story. Let's do the
Yes, I
story,
have a story.
I haven't read the script.
and we'll go right into the box office from the story.
So, for the 3rd weekend in a row, the conversation concerns new films failing to meet expectations, though this Halloween weekend in particular is even more dire, with newcomers Burnt and Our Brand and Crisis, which I've never even heard of, falling well
That's
below
the
even
one.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The most pessimistic of predictions. This was the worst weekend of 2015 yet,
Wow.
with the top 12 tallying an estimated just 60. The top 12 just coming up to 62 million. That's 3.8 million below the first weekend in September when War Room topped the box office with its second weekend in release with only 9.4 million. So Fox has a bona fide hit on their hands in The Martian, which finished #1 for the second weekend in a row, and the fourth weekend out of the 5 that has been in theaters, dropping only 27.5%, which added 11.4 million to that, but it's still the worst weekend of the year. The Martian is now at 182.8 million domestically, just 5.2 million behind Interstellar's overall domestic haul. And that's it's just 4.8 million shy of becoming director Ridley Scott's highest-grossing domestic release of all time. Which I'm sure that's unadjusted numbers, but that's still.
It can't be adjusted because Blade Runner would be.
Yeah.
Well, which cut?
Well, all of them together. It's still the same movie, dude.
Well, who got theatrical releases though?
So I don't know if you know this, but Blade Runner has like 4 different versions.
Oh, really?
It's been in the theater. 2 of them have been in the theater.
Yeah, you got the
theatrical and the director's.
And
right?
no, you got the director's cut, and then you got Final Cut, which got a small release in 2007. Director's cut came out in '92 for a small release, and then international didn't.
Well, the point is, the only good movie in the box office right now is Martian.
I disagree.
I'm being wise.
Money-wise?
Just being smart alecky. There's actually good stuff, but the only really truly successful movie is The Martian.
That's
Have you
true.
seen this movie, The Martian?
No, I haven't yet.
This was probably one of our most anticipated movies because all of us, well,
It's based on
all of us have read the book.
it's based on a novel. It's really, really good. It's a great survivor story. Do you know the story of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's I don't know if it's like the near future, but either way, NASA has sent
It's
out.
near future, yeah.
Near future.
Yeah, NASA sent out a
Next
team
month,
of
actually.
astronauts. Next month. They sent out a team of astronauts, and they're actually on Mars, kind of sort of living on there, doing experiments and everything. Well,
Why do you look so angry, Zach?
a sandstorm happens, and one of the astronauts gets hit with debris, and they're like, no, he's dead, go, 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 leave him, even though they don't want to, and they leave, but he's actually alive. And so he has to find a way to survive on Mars until, somebody comes back and gets him.
Oh
so
my
it's all
gosh.
his survival story. It's so, the book is incredible.
Survivor
Movie's
on
great.
Mars.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, some people have compared it to Castaway on Mars.
It is.
Oh.
And I see the comparison, although I think the story in The Martian is way more compelling.
Well, there's also there's also more there's more characters because Castaway, it's really Tom Hanks by himself for a large portion of the movie. Martian does a good job going back and forth between Earth.
Well, and that really bothers me because one of the better parts of the book is that there is literally nobody for half the book but him.
Yeah.
And then, blam, here the other characters come. But they changed it for the movie a little bit.
I think it works better though in the movie that way.
Maybe in the movie.
I don't know if they
I'm
Castaway
laughing
did it well.
because The Martian has suddenly become the new Star Wars. Anytime it comes up, it's just going to be a
It
black
turns
hole.
into yeah. See,
Well, it's only going to last
Our
until
listeners-
December
our
17th
listeners
when the new Star
on
Wars is
video
the new Star
and
Wars.
audio literally sigh the minute Star Wars comes up because they know it's going to be a 3-hour show.
Oh, I love Star Wars.
Do you?
Can I mention something? A movie that I heard about today that was
Sure,
really
yeah.
alarming of sorts, and it reminded me of Castaways because basically what happened in it was a guy was stranded on an island, and he has this pet or this walrus that befriends him. It's like a
it's
horror
Tusk.
movie. Tusk, yeah.
Tusk.
This
It's a
guy-
Kevin Smith movie.
This guy was
Yeah.
just telling me about it today and how the walrus is his friend for the whole time, even when he can't feed him anymore. And then he decides to eat him because he needs to survive. And then the very
Delicious.
next, I won't spoil it, but basically
That's not even the
someone
movie. That is not even.
Oh,
that's
is
like
it?
the backstory of the movie.
Oh, that's the summary I got
actual,
today.
The actual movie
That's-
is way out there compared to.
I haven't
That's the
seen this.
backstory of one of the characters in the movie.
Oh, so he
That's
has
great.
he starts killing people though, and
Yeah.
turning them into a walrus.
That's the movie.
Essentially, it's a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I
I
want
just
to.
thought it was a documentary about the Fleetwood Mac song.
No, it's an interesting movie to watch. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, would you say it's good?
I wouldn't say it's good.
So it's like a lot of Kevin Smith's late output.
Yeah, I would say that too because I didn't really like Red State,
I
but I was
hated Red State.
interested in watching it.
I did not like Red State.
The,
I was
the
bored
whole
with Red State.
distribution
But
of it was
it's-
much more interesting than
That's true. Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's definitely a much more interesting film though to watch than Red State because Red State does have a lot of boring, slow bits in it. The Tusk, not so much. Like, it does kind of have those. It does suffer from that, but...
Well, the failing of Red State was you walk a fine line with political commentary in horror movies. If it's done well, like in Dawn of the Dead, even if I agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. It's a compelling story. It's amazing.
I don't even think that was the
watch.
failure. I think the failure was that it was overhyped. I think solely it was the fact that like so much publicity went into Red State that we expected something that the movie couldn't live up to.
There
And it
weren't-
really was just kind of boring compared
There
to
wasn't enough dialogue against the walls.
So we really got off target.
Sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. No, we were off target before that because the Monster came up. So with that discussion, that this weekend was the worst box office of the year. Here are the numbers. Number 10 was Steve Jobs. It made $2.6 million. I'm really sad that this movie is not doing better because I hear it's so good.
It is. I've seen it. I've seen it.
What did you think?
I did enjoy it. It was really good. I really liked Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs. I thought it hit it was basically just 3 acts and it hit them really well. It felt like a play, honestly. This thing felt
Aaron
more like it should
Sorkin's
be on a play.
dialogue kind of feels like it.
It does
for a
typically,
play.
but the way it's set up, because it's 3 acts and they all happen around the 3 events. So basically they're all at the same setting, each time. They're 3 different settings. So it feels like this could easily be thrown onto a stage.
Okay.
It's really fascinating the way it pulls together the characters. It's also really weird that it seems like every important event in Steve Jobs' career happens immediately before a press conference. In his life, everything
Well,
is right
my
before a press
understanding was
conference.
even from the production team, they said they were out to make a good drama first in a biopic second. It's not very accurate.
And they did. They made a really good drama. I liked all the characters were pretty good. Even Seth Rogen as Wozniak was
That's
surprisingly
such an
good.
interesting pick.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Seth Rogen.
Well, I think I pretty much liked everybody in it. Jeff Daniels was fine as Jeff Daniels, but he didn't really bring anything to John Scully's character. But I mean, John Scully isn't a personality to the extent that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak are, so it doesn't really matter. But everything else I think was pretty decent about that.
All right, I forgot to make these bigger fonts, so why don't you do the rest of them, Nico?
Okay, number 9, we have Crimson Peak at $3 million, totaling up now at $27.7 million.
Real quick on Crimson Peak, I saw it.
Yeah.
I did go see it. Stephanie in the chat room and I went and saw it, and I really liked it. It's a traditional sort of ghost story kind of feel, but then it goes super gory and graphic toward the end. I was like,
Most of those
what?
ghosts are like makeup. It's not as much CGI.
Yeah,
as you
well,
think.
the CGI that's in there you can tell.
Yeah.
And it really kind of throws you off the feeling of the movie. I don't like the CGI.
Yeah.
Practical stuff is amazing.
Practicals.
But it's beautiful. The sets are beautiful. The costuming is amazing. I mean, I don't know why I never get tired of those shots with the long spiral staircase and those huge Victorian-style dresses, the way they just flow with the color. It's just gorgeous.
Well, I saw when we first were talking about it on the show.
No,
Zach
I'm a
saw
straight
it.
man. I like
But
I'm also
when Zach was
Wow.
talking about the show too, he was going on and on about the detail and the
because
costuming
the
and everything. And
cinematography
he was right.
The cinematography was
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a gorgeous movie. It's
It
one of
is.
his prettiest.
You might be right. It might be his prettiest movie.
Number 8 is Our Brand is Crisis. It made $3.2 million, and that's its total of an unknown budget.
Could that be the worst movie?
Crisis.
Could that be Sandra Bullock's worst movie? Zach?
Is it?
She did make Speed 2.
Oh, did she really?
Speed 2 made money. But I'm talking about
Oh,
financially.
I thought you guys were talking. Oh, you
No,
guys
not
were talking
quality. I'm talking about
financially.
budget.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really
She's
judge
wow.
that.
done plenty of horrible movies.
Yeah, I know. Research that.
I don't like that name. Our brand is I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't. No,
I
it's
agree.
not a good title where you go, oh yeah, let's go see our.
It's a bit of a little long. I mean, I get what they were going for, but it doesn't work for the movie. Number 7, Paranormal Activity.
Well,
The Ghost.
the funny thing is, it's got the 2015 beside
So
it.
apparently there's
So it
another
implies
movie.
there's another movie with
Is
that
there?
same
That's
name.
ridiculous. So they made that mistake twice. Okay.
Number 7 is Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension at $3.4 million. It's made $13.5 million total on an unknown budget.
I found a place where this is playing it.
Oh, really?
It's like 30 miles away.
Really?
Yes. It
Where?
is way out in Gallatin.
So there was
Oh.
a big controversy about that movie. I think we talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
They were
Where-
going to release
Yeah,
it
we
just
did.
the VOD instead of actually giving
Well-
it the actual release.
Well, it wasn't that. It was that they were cutting the window much shorter
Yes.
to VOD.
They were saying instead
Yeah.
of 6 weeks or 9 weeks or however long it is, we're
Yeah, it
doing
wasn't even
3.
simultaneous. It was.
Yeah, it was just
We're doing 3.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks, which realistically shouldn't be a problem because most of these movies make
Horror movies.
all their money in the first week. Everything after that is just taking up space.
Unless you're in Martian.
Well, that's not a horror movie.
That's
Is it?
not horrible.
Oh, I thought you said just a regular movie. I was
No,
like,
no, just these horror movies, especially Paranormal Activity. It makes every dollar it's going to make the opening weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the problem was, but continue.
Well, from what I've heard,
Well,
this
they didn't
movie
like the
needs to go
president.
straight.
We
to
were
the
done with
next
this. Did you get that? We were done.
Number 6, Burnt at $5 million, which is its total intake right now at an unknown budget.
Looks like this movie got burnt at the box office.
Yeah, that's clever.
I got a clap.
Nice.
Pretty sure there was a pity clap.
Good job. Yeah.
She clapped because she doesn't know me.
It's true. It's true. It's true. That may be the first honest thing Zach has ever said.
Oh wait, let me write that down.
You should write that down.
Number 5, The Last Witch Hunter, which is at $5.1 million. It's made a total of $19 million at an unknown budget.
I saw a trailer for this movie the other day, and it looked like they're trying to sell it as a period piece, but he's just wearing like
It goes back and
leftover
forth.
clothes from Fast and Furious.
Well, it goes back and forth between Vin Diesel's character in like some sort of miscellaneous ancient time, I don't know when, and modern day.
Oh, because it was really confusing looking. I'm like, what are they trying to do?
He's
with
like
this?
immortal, basically. He's a
I see.
Highlander of some sort, and he's a witch hunter.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I don't think it will be good, but I do want to see it because I think it will be fun.
Okay, yeah, I get that. We'll do that on a versus night when we drink. We'll drink some social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus nights that never
Social.
actually happen.
Number 4, we have Hotel Transylvania 2. It's at $5.8 million. That's $156 million, and we still don't know the budget.
But this
I'm
week
sure
they
it's
announced
back.
the next one, so it must be profitable.
Number 3, we have. I like how 1, 2, and 3 are the same ones in a row. Number 3 is Bridge of Spies at $8.3 million. It's made a total of $45.5 out of a $40 million budget, so it's got some money.
Anybody else see this?
No.
I went and saw it yesterday.
And
It was good. It wasn't great.
I mean, it's Hanks and Spielberg. I mean,
Yeah,
it's worth a
The
look.
direction, the camera work is fantastic. I like the first half as opposed to the second half.
Yeah.
Because also that trailer, whoever made that trailer, I hope you get like your leg broken or something because that is a horrible trailer.
It's
They're
pretty bad.
crossing lines to create tension in the trailer where it's kind of like there's a line in the trailer that goes, "Let's be clear, no one is safe." That is 2 separate lines from 30 minutes apart in the film,
Okay.
and that is
So what's number 2?
no.
Number
You can't
2.
do that. That's
What's number
false
2?
advertising.
Number 2 is what Zach has after watching that movie, Goosebumps. At $9.8 million.
I mean,
It's made $56.7 million out of a $58 million budget, so it's almost got its money.
Nice.
And number 1 again is The Martian at $11.7 million. It's at $183 million right now out of a $108 million budget.
All right, now quickly.
The sequel.
No. Look, it's the worst box office weekend of the year. This past weekend was Halloween. What's missing from this box office?
We can't say horror movies because there are horror movies.
There are horror movies.
Where?
Paranormal Activity.
In
Crimson
1,000
Peak.
theaters.
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak, there you go.
Crimson Peak is bombing and it's been out for
And
3 weeks.
I have heard person after person explain that is not a horror movie.
It is
What, Crimson
not
Peak?
a horror
Yes.
movie.
Crimson Peak is a horror movie.
Not a horror movie.
It totally
It is not a
is.
straight up horror movie.
When you put that much gore in a movie, it is a horror
It is
movie.
a romantic thriller. It is not a
It is a
horror
Most
movie.
thrillers do not have the level of gore that
Don't
this
put
movie
that in your shooting
Would you say
profile.
this category is a Nightmare on
Yeah, I don't know how we
Elm
got
Street,
it.
Friday the 13th?
No, but you know
No,
what it, you
it's
know,
not a horror.
but
Would
it,
you have it in the same category as Halloween or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
but you know what?
No. Would you have it in the same category as the Babadook?
It is horror.
Yes.
Why do you bring
No,
the back
because
to
this
the
was
next
actually
thing?
good.
Would you have it in the same
Nice.
category?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It is a horror movie because the movie actually does actively try to scare you.
It does.
Like
It-
what? Twice? 45 minutes in, it starts to scare. because
Dude, you
we're
know,
starting
some
a
people,
romantic subplot?
listen, some people are, we are not the general public.
I know.
Some people
But it's
are
a horror-
actually, listen.
It's Halloween.
Listen,
Where's the horror movie?
I
Oh
swear
my
to God.
goodness.
Listen, some people,
No, your voice, Brony.
You hit my mouth.
some people,
Also, you spray her.
some people actually are horrified by gore.
This is way more fun than hitting you in the face.
She's like, I'll show you horror.
I was gonna say some people are
That's
actually
a fake.
some people are.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a wow.
Thank God.
By
Some
the way,
people
for those of you
are-
listening, I just sprayed him with Kaylee's water bottle.
Nice.
Some people are legitimately horrified, or at least they get that pop scare of all the several ghost scenes that there are in
Yes.
the movie.
And people are legitimately horrified by the level of gore that are in that movie.
And there was, like, not to go into spoilers of the movie, there's legitimately creepy, eerie things that happen in the movie with some of the characters. They may not be inherently supernatural,
Some of it is
but it is
horror.
kind of horrific.
I get tense if people even say the word ghost.
See?
Okay, my point is there were
You have no
There
point.
It's like,
3 horror movies that came out this past weekend and the weekend before it. They all were in limited release because they all wanted to go to that video on demand panel. So Regal and Carmike would not carry them. AMC
It's true.
Would not carry
It's true. See, but
I'm sorry, but there is money to be made. And
no, here's the thing that we've learned. We have learned this. We're in a research phase for our next film project, and we've been spending a lot of time at haunted houses for this project. And one thing that I've learned is Halloween weekend is not a busy weekend for that kind of stuff. That stuff happens before Halloween. On
So is that
Halloween,
why when I went to go see The Shining at our local art house theater, it was nearly sold out?
But here's
it's a
the deal.
200-seater, buddy.
That's
It was
completely
nearly
different.
sold out.
No, friend.
Different demographic.
And that's a completely different demographic because the people who want to go and see slasher films and what you're talking about and
A
everything,
horror movie.
those are the people who are going to be dressing up like slutty hot dogs and getting wasted on Halloween.
So you're
Exactly.
saying that nobody dressed up like in my screening like Wendy and Jack from The Shining? 'Cause
I'm
they
just
did.
talking about slutty hot dogs. I'm not talking
Yeah, I mean,
about getting
yeah,
dressed up here.
I don't
Well,
think-
to be
I don't
fair,
think
there's
we
a
saw
hot
them.
dog place right now.
There
Next
were
door.
4 showings about
No, wait.
Again, we're comparing nerds.
Quiet. I have a question. What's a slutty hot dog?
I don't know.
question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up right now. I
This hot dog.
guarantee. How much you guys want to bet me that there's a slutty hot dog?
you want a
wait,
straight
they-
mustard?
is that one of those things you really want to Google?
This hot dog.
I'm gonna do it right
I feel like that's
Spray your
something I
relish
may
on
want to actually be someday. I don't,
It's just a hot dog without the bun,
it
right?
just
So it's
sounds,
naked.
it's like
That's a corn dog.
No, it still has a bun. It just goes
What
all the way
could be-
around.
better than a slutty hot dog.
Exactly.
You know, like, it just sounds good.
My point,
Sexy hot dog costume.
my
Eat
point
it.
is, damn it, Hollywood put out a horror movie and let me go see it on Halloween.
Yes.
Eat it. Eat this.
Found it.
Eat this.
So-
Can we all see this?
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh my gosh, that's
Wow,
so cool.
that's
A slutty hot dog
Will you
costume.
check? Oh my god, I'm gonna Google it. That's
Do
next
it.
week, for
Do
sure.
it. Yeah. No, that's. Oh, sorry, Zach.
So now that Halloween's over, what's coming out this week?
Yeah, so if you want to see something this weekend, you can see Spectre, the new James Bond movie. It's at 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm worried because
I'm hearing negative things.
I'm worried.
I'm gonna go see this movie this weekend. I'm
Yeah,
really
I will
excited
see.
about it, and this is kind of like
It can't be as bad as Quantum of Solace. It
I
just-
hope not.
I love Quantum of
I'm
Solace.
talking about
That was
editing
Quantum of
is Quantum of Solace is the most
I hate
horrific
Quantum.
thing I've seen.
I love Quantum of Solace.
I did
The
not like
editing is
but
horrific.
Yeah, you got a soft spot for 007, though.
I just think it was a classic James Bond story.
Is that why they have 70 cuts within 3 seconds?
You need to shut up.
I wasn't really counting.
That editing is just horrendous. It's bad. It's not good. It's bad.
Okay, so there's that. You can also see the Peanuts movie. It's at 85% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I actually do kind of want to see
Kinda
this.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
You know, they are doing such a good job with the marketing on it because they're playing on your nostalgia. Like when you watch the trailers and they've got, what's his name? The guy who
Charlie
created.
Brown. Oh,
George
Schultz.
Schultz.
Yeah, and they've got his voice in the trailer, you know, and drawing the
I
picture. And it
just
kind of leads up to
I
it.
want to see if they can pull off doing that kind of 3D animation with the peanuts in it, not just look weird.
You've
I
seen
think
that
they
before.
will.
You've seen the Planners commercials.
I've seen it, yeah, but it not anything like nothing more than 30 seconds. Even the trailer.
Yeah.
I have faith in them, and you're right. Their marketing has been incredible.
It's
That
really
one like
good.
Peanuts Yourself app that was on
Mhm.
Facebook for a second, that was brilliant.
Yeah, Zach and I both had peanut characters on there.
I did too, but mine wouldn't print out. But yeah, no, I mean, especially that
Where's your
it has
Sexual
85.
waves.
It was my oh no, Mikey, oh no. The reason I met these guys is because they did a documentary at a dinner theater that I worked at. The woman who owned it and operated it is from Minnesota, and Wisconsin, And she would
That was a good
always say to me,
speech.
"Oh no, Catherine! Oh no, Catherine! You can't do that in front of everyone.
And
You have
according
too
to
many
Catherine, she's
sexual
got a
waves."
Russian accent.
In the chat
Too
room.
many sexual what?
Too many sexual waves. Like, I teach children, and I mean, I know that, like, you know, there's a certain quality to me, a certain earthy quality that one of my voice professors said I had one time, but, like, she's just
A
ridiculous.
sexual wave?
Sexual wave.
She is an
Oh, no.
odd older lady.
She would get plastered before every
Yes.
show. She would have an entire candle of black velvet whiskey and drink the whole
Nasty
thing.
stuff, boy.
This would be like soda to her.
That is really impressive.
So Stephanie cracked me up in the chat room because she says, "Smack that brony, LOL."
Snack that brony.
That would be exact. All right. So also, Spotlight is coming out. It's at 94%. I'm glad
Nice.
this movie is good. I want to see it. I'm really fascinated.
I haven't heard anything about this.
I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to wait until it's out on. It's out for like watching in my own home because I have a sneaking suspicion it might be like Hotel Rwanda where it just ruins my entire day.
It could be.
What
It
is
could be.
Spotlight?
Spotlight is the one where they uncover the.
It's the Boston Globe's
Yeah.
investigation uncovering child molestation at the Catholic Church
Yes.
in Boston.
Oh, wow.
Well, that sounds like a load of fun.
It does.
See, and that's why I'm gonna have to wait for it to be on.
Well,
TV.
Sounds like
we're
a Friday
getting-
night at Netflix
We are
or
getting towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's time for Oscar bait, but it's got a really good lineup. Like Mark Ruffalo's in it.
Yes.
Michael Keaton's in it.
Is in it.
And if you look at
Oh,
the
really?
trailer,
Rachel
yeah,
McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
it's like
Yeah.
every great person
Oh, yeah.
is in that movie.
It's
and it
Mark
just looks
Ruffalo.
really
I
good.
was-
Ruffalo?
You were Ruffalo.
Yeah,
I was
right.
watching the trailer. I think it was either before. It may have been before Jobs or before Crimson Peak. But I'm like, I like every single person
Yeah.
in this
And
movie.
you want to meet them.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What? I mean,
Well,
it,
Rachel
it, does,
McAdams,
it,
okay.
sounds, it sounds like an absolutely wonderful movie, but again, I don't know. Or it might be like, or like Precious even, where it was just, it's so difficult to watch and it's
I did
ruin
not
the
like
rest of
that
my day.
movie.
I'm gonna watch it and then I'm gonna text you guys and I'm gonna be
You
like,
should.
I'm Rachel McAdams.
So, so it might be a while before that actually gets here. It's only opening up at 5 theaters this week.
That's all right.
Dude, bruh.
Yeah.
Is it in
What's-
Chicago?
What's that? New York, LA? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's
Yeah.
most likely New York.
New York and
LA.
LA, yeah, it's what they do. All right, Mike.
Get it out for
Oh, I
Oscar
got one.
prediction.
No, wait, I already did that one.
Yep, my turn.
Oh,
It appears that Disney is phasing out Star Wars Slave Leia bikini merchandise and marketing. The costume, which Princess Leia, actress Carrie Fisher wore in Star Wars Episode 8, The Return of the Jedi, was about to say, like, I can't read Roman numerals. And
That's
I know
great
that.
news. That stash of
Hey,
slave
Return
labor
of the
stuff you
Jedi.
got in the
That's-
closets. They're going to be worth millions.
Has been a mainstay in merchandise and cosplay for many years. Making Star Wars, the website Making Star Wars, ran a story about how a reader tipped off the news site to a Facebook conversation with the Star Wars comic book artist J. Scott Campbell about Disney, quote unquote, wiping out the Slave Leia outfit. This seems like such like fifth-hand information too. And Campbell claims that artists at Marvel are not allowed to draw Leia in sexy poses. I beg to differ because I've seen several of the covers of the Princess Leia miniseries, and that the 3D statue won't go into production because of the alleged new mandate. Quote, Disney is already well on its way to wiping out the slave outfit from any future products, period. You will not see any future merchandise featuring the slave outfit ever again. Trust me, says Campbell. When asked if he was serious about his statement, Campbell responded, quote, yes, I've heard it from 2 sources. We can't even draw Leia in a sexy pose in Marvel, let alone in that outfit. We also had a 3D Slave Leia statue killed at a major manufacturer because there will no longer be any Slave Leia merchandise. End quote. In related news, last month, the iconic slave bikini, worn by Fisher's Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi, fetched $96,000 at an auction.
Oh, wow.
Somebody really wanted that.
And now it's probably going to go up. Probably
At
so.
least
So-
somebody's gonna get to wear it.
Exactly.
So they're just not allowed to like do anything more with it. It's an
Well-
iconic scene, but like it's not like they're gonna like wipe it out of the movies and like take it out of canon.
No, they would not do that.
That would be hilarious because then we'd have the Disney editions.
I actually wore this twice, 2 different Halloweens. I wore this.
Awesome.
Oh, we have the actual one.
And the actual one, yeah. And,
Okay.
you know, because we watched a ton of Star Wars growing up, and my family did.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, my name's Leah, so some people would call me Leia, you know, just if they didn't know how to say it or whatever. So it made sense, and I have to say it was one of my best Halloween costumes. People loved it. It was like strong woman but still sexy, you know.
Yeah.
It was kind of empowering actually. So I'm surprised that they're doing this, and I don't quite understand why.
I have two theories. Either one, it's because they're Disneyfying everything and it's too sexy,
And that's gonna
or
tick me off.
She's
two,
a Disney princess now.
or I wonder if it's because there's this whole new, and we had a story about it a couple of weeks ago, this whole new feminist attitude, and the, you know, like, feminists are like, oh no, we can't objectify women. Leia was a badass. Still is badass, but I mean,
she killed Jabba the Hutt.
Exactly.
Using that outfit as her advantage.
Yeah, she choked him out with a chain. I mean,
I mean, you know, it's, you know,
Maybe
some
hot
women
sexy,
can.
but deadly sexy.
Some women see it as one of those things of like, oh, well, then, you know, you would never see a man like that. You know, all
have you
do is-
seen Spartacus?
Exactly. You just have to take off their shirt and he has to stare there like this.
Or
Women-
spend a ton of money or something like that.
Exactly.
There's tons of that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're in your castle, right? Think about all the princes in Disney films, right? There's these princes and kings.
Hey, the Jungle
that
Book.
have, you know,
Yeah, that needs a voice.
I'm sure Disney. I don't.
Talk about Spotlight.
I'm very skeptical about this because J. Scott Campbell, I don't think is like an actual authoritative source on here. He's also like the article quotes him as a Star Wars artist. Like he's not one of the regular artists. He may be doing a variant cover here and there, but
Maybe they didn't let him.
Yeah, like
Maybe he can't draw sexy ladies.
his art is very, very
what about
that kind of thing. So I can understand Disney. I understand Disney toning it down, like trying to cut back on how much Slave Leia is out there because they are very much trying to market a lot of this material to kids. But I doubt Slave Leia is gone and they're never going to get any more.
Well, the only thing that would scare me is I thought that they had finally struck a balance, because George Lucas started to fall back to focus on just little kids and not focus on the people that put money into Star Wars.
Jar Jar Binks.
If Disney's good at
And if
anything,
they're going to do that again, it could be.
If Disney's good at anything, they can market to everybody, and that's why I don't think Slave Leia is gone. I mean, you may see a little bit less of it, but I think it will still be around.
Part of the story now, I took some of it out because it went really long, but I can't think of the girl, the main actress that's in the new one.
Mm-hmm.
But they were talking about how they felt like there was going to be expectations, and that Carrie Fisher was
Her being in a bikini?
or like some sexy situation, and Carrie Fisher had a quote on there saying where she had talked to her and said that she told her, don't do it, don't be a slave like I was, or whatever. But Carrie Fisher, she's gotten very aggressive that way in her.
She has. She's become a lot more aggressive, and
It's not like
Padme-
Natalie Portman had that.
No, she didn't.
Padme didn't ever really get very sexy.
No.
The only thing that ever really happened with her is that they ripped off her midriff when she was in the battle arena. And I mean, it wasn't necessarily like...
yeah, she's like, oh, Jafar.
Exactly. When he first held, like, oh, and her boobs back out.
Like how you review more Brony movies.
Oh no, I've never seen hentai in my life.
Oh my
at all.
God,
If I wanted to
just
see
happened?
tickly
Unfortunately,
boobs,
that's not the next story.
Why don't you just
Speaking
read
of
the
tickly
story?
boobs,
Yeah.
get off your phone.
I didn't know I had a story.
Yes, you
There
do.
was only one script and somebody wasn't sharing it. So, those planning to see Star Wars The Force Awakens can water all over the script.
That's odd. I wasn't planning on doing that when I go see the movie, but okay.
No, that wasn't going to happen at all.
You read the story, Romy.
So, anybody planning to see this movie that no one's ever heard of, dressed as their favorite character, may need to rethink their costume, as several theater chains are limited.
Big piece of plastic. If you hit somebody with it, they're just going to be bruised and it's going to be not fun.
Unless somebody brings a real one and then just kind of ruins the party.
Well, if somebody brings a real one, then we're all screwed because we're screwed.
Guests are welcome to come dressed in costume, but we do not permit masks. AMC's statement adds. In short, bring your lightsaber, turn it off during the movie, as you should, because you're a good guest, and leave the blaster and Darth Vader mask at home. I don't understand why you would need to keep your mask.
What's the problem?
I don't get the
Some people
mask
just
thing.
hate fun.
Because
I think they hate fun.
I
because
understand leaving the blaster. I understand turning off the lightsaber. I'm like, what's with the mask? Like,
Because they want to be able to see who you are.
if you strangle somebody.
If you did also bring in a blaster that's actually a functioning weapon, not necessarily a blaster, but a gun of some sort, and you are also masked, that's not really inspiring a lot of good fame.
It's so horrible when
Our
fun gets ruined.
Yeah, but it's an understandable reaction given the
like
stuff
3D
that's happening.
glasses won't do that already by hiding a quarter of your face.
It's not that obscuring compared to like what they say, Darth Vader mask, which
What were you
covers your
gonna
entire face.
Well, I was just thinking, if someone really wants to like shoot up a theater or do something awful, I don't know if like wearing a mask or not into the theater is going to stop them.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they might
Yeah.
just have like a mask in their pocket and then just like put it. Not that I'm giving out hints on how to do this, but
No, of
I don't
course.
think that
Let me
the
get a pin.
mask is is going to really prevent. I don't know.
Well,
you're
no,
right.
you're
It is
absolutely
just
right.
penalizing the people who are
It's
I'm
also
also
why-
not doing a lot of
It's-
events where people dress up in costume and actively promoting that. I really don't find this being a big deal. In
It's-
theater, someone
it's-
dressing up in full body
It's
costumes.
security theater.
Yeah. It is literally security theater, but it is to create an environment in which it seems more secure than what it may actually be. But because of that, you think it's more secure. So
It's
that's
just-
why it's okay. I don't have a problem.
It's
I'm
just a
not
shame
gonna
though, because when they reissued the original films, and we went and saw all of those opening night at midnight, and there were stormtroopers and Darth Vaders and all that stuff, people took it really seriously and dressed up. It was so much fun.
Unfortunately, we're not in that world anymore.
We are.
Blame Dark Knight Rises.
These
It's like
restrictions are
we're negotiating
undoubtedly-
with terrorists, though. It's like we're like compromising ourselves
See, I agree with you.
out of
These
fear.
restrictions are probably in response to Dark Knight Rises because there was a shooting there, and obviously a lone gun doesn't.
Well, here's the deal, friends. And John Duggar in the chat room said, Opry Mills turned me away from the movies because I had a 3-inch pocket knife.
So
I was there with.
I do want to know why you bother carrying a 3-inch pocket knife to the theater.
Somebody likes to
Is that
always
really
feel
that long
protected.
for a pocket knife, though?
It's not. It's
Well,
really not.
I like to open my Twizzlers with my 3-inch long.
I mean,
Some people like to feel protected.
Oh!
That's it. That's
You are out. You get out.
See, yeah. Here's the deal.
I gotta let the
Criminals
guns in
are
home.
not going to act inside of the laws. They will find some other way around it. If terrorists want to come in and do something, I know this sounds horrible, and I shouldn't say this because I'm freaking myself out, they'll find another way.
Like,
You want to know? Here's a
If
really.
I wanted to bring a gun to a theater, tape a gun to your leg.
Let me get a
walk in
pin.
like normal, or tape it to your chest, and just wear a hoodie or a coat because it's gonna be cold.
Or just walk up and
And
shoot
there you
whoever tries
go.
to stop you.
Like,
from
I don't
doing
Hands
it.
would be
understand,
warm while
like,
you're doing
Oh
it.
That's
man, that light
And possibly stylish, depending on your choices.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel this alcohol.
John said, I
I
was going
Really,
to have
I hadn't noticed.
I was actually feeling it pretty good, but this conversation has kind of killed my buzz. I may need to open another one.
They're right behind you, John.
So on the television,
I had something to say, but I forgot it. All right, so a couple things about TV.
The good news is these theaters aren't near us, so we don't have to deal with that.
Well, we do have the issue of the back checks at Regal, though.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't.
I'm just flabbergasted because it's coconut and I like it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. This is so neat. Have you had you've had coconut on like cakes and stuff, right? So you've had real coconut.
No, not more than once.
It's 25 years ago. It was a scarring experience.
That's funny.
Apparently so.
So, on TV, did anybody else see Ash versus the Evil Dead?
No.
Not yet, but I have heard that it's online streaming somewhere.
Yes.
Well,
it's
Starz
free.
actually put the first episode out for free as a teaser, trying to get you to sign up.
Oh.
And it's a very good
Is
teaser.
it on YouTube or something else?
It's on Star's website.
It's on their website, yeah.
And all I have to say about it, groovy.
It is everything.
My mom contacted me and said this show was really good. That's saying something.
It is everything
It's
I
not
wanted it
without
to
flaws.
be. Well, the biggest flaw is I don't know.
Flaw. Oh, I thought you said flaw.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the Evil Dead films? You probably aren't.
I've heard of it, but not
Okay.
that much.
Well, basically what happened is there were 2 Evil Dead films, and then there was Army of Darkness, which is the third one, which is not an Evil Dead film. I don't care what anybody
It
says.
counts within this universe, I think.
And basically what happens is, in the first film, it's a typical horror film. Guy and his friends go off to a cabin, shot in Tennessee actually, and they find the Book of the Dead and read some stuff because they got drunk. And
Actually, they just play a tape.
they play a tape of the Book of the Dead. Yeah, and then the evil comes out of the ground and kills them mostly.
Man.
Well, the second one is basically the same movie over again.
It's a remake.
It's a
of the
remake.
first, just done better.
Yeah, but at the end of it, when he defeats the Evil Dead, a portal into another dimension basically opens and he's sucked into it, and the movie ends. Army of Darkness picks up where that left off, and he gets dropped into medieval times.
It's
And he
just a
has
whole
to-
lot in there, huh?
He has to-
It really is.
He has to
It's
fight
a lot of
the
ridiculousness.
evil hordes in medieval times.
Oh, I think my ex-boyfriend made me watch the.
They look at him like a god because he has a shotgun. He says, "This is my boomstick."
Hey.
So Ash versus the Evil Dead picks up 30 years later. Same character, except instead of working in S-Mart, he's working in a mechanic shop that's just as generic.
No, it's
kind of
it's
it's
like
kind
an
of a Pep
Electronic
Boys.
Express.
Is it electronics? Is it?
Yes, it's electronics.
Well, okay.
There's boomboxes and TVs everywhere. in
So
that
what?
store.
They still make boomboxes?
So
I
what?
know.
There,
Wow.
some of the things that were great about those original films, all 3 of them, were sort of lo-fi gore effects and all that, and it's all back, and it's really campy. Mostly, there are a couple of shots of CGI that really feel
They
out of
need
place.
work. They
Yeah.
need a couple more $100,000.
Well, no, I understand the cheapness of it because the movies were cheap that way too, but just don't use CGI. I mean, but
Do as much practical as you can, and then use.
the thing about the people that created this franchise that they do really well. If you saw Drag Me to Hell, one of the coolest scenes in Drag Me to Hell, it's totally not part of the franchise, but it's made by the same people, is somebody gets attacked by a handkerchief.
Yes.
And it's like the greatest scene ever. The handkerchief gets possessed by the dead and it attacks somebody, and it's hilarious. Well, in this movie or in this episode, somebody a doll, a little toy doll, gets possessed by the dead and attacks Ash, and it's classic. It's so good. It's
Just
funny.
Bitch
and,
slap.
yeah, well,
You
we've
can say that,
already
that's okay.
said yeah, bitch is okay. Bitch is
Slaps
alright.
him.
Yeah, it's. I was worried that it was just going to be pandering and not entertaining. It's really great. and
It's
funny.
written and directed. The first episode, at least, is written and directed by Sam Raimi.
And you
And
can
it
tell.
feels it. It feels it. It looks it.
And
Smells
every
it.
So
great
the
way.
Oldsmobile is back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And the hand. You have to see what's happened with the
Oh my
hand.
God.
Because he got his hand lopped off in one of the movies. And in
Well,
Army
he
of
got
Darkness,
possessed and he lopped it off.
yeah, he lopped it. Well, I wasn't going to give that detail.
Oh, spoilers!
But it
It happens within 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, so
That's not what we're upset about, Zach. It's never what we're upset about with spoilers.
But it depends. Sometimes it is.
You could do a horror film with that water bottle.
Scary drums, violins music comes out.
So anyway, if you can get the Stars preview, you need to watch it, and you'll probably sign up for Stars because it was so entertaining and hilarious. So Walking Dead, are you caught up on Walking Dead?
Yes. I saw this last episode, which was an hour and a half.
So
Your girlfriend
almost
spoiled
spoiled it for everybody.
because
That's not my problem.
Catherine,
She
because
didn't even watch the show.
this is what happened. We were
at a friend's house with the aunt. She's like, oh, okay, I'll watch it.
listen. This is what happened. So this is a saga because I got one episode of the show spoiled, and I guess we can talk about it now because it's 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So
if you
basically,
aren't watching,
if you haven't watched it,
it's your fault.
This is your spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Go.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris
you.
Hardwick.
Yeah, thanks, Chris Hardwick. So are you a Walking Dead?
No.
No? Okay. So anyway, there's a character that people believe has been killed. And it's a main character that's highly beloved. And
He's been on it since the absolute beginning, and he's a like tried and true good character. One of there is she's been on Community, and I can't remember her name.
Oh,
but
the blonde or the?
No, it's the like the rounder black girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She is like the biggest fan. She will go on Talking Dead, Chris Hardwick show. They always have one after each episode with a notebook. Like, she takes notes
hilarious.
during every single episode. And she said, y'all, I look back in every single episode, he has not killed one human being. He's killed a lot of walkers, but he's not killed an actual living human being. And he's awesome. And plus, his wife has had everyone die in front of her. So it's just, it's heart-wrenching. But
he's not dead.
I would hope not. We'll see.
So this gets to what happened.
I've watched that scene frame by frame.
So wait, here's what happened. So a couple weeks ago when that happened, I didn't get to see it the night of. I was trying to wait for somebody to watch it with me.
I'm sorry!
And
That was your first mistake.
a mutual friend
It's true.
spoiled it for me on Facebook and laughed about it. So I got mad and bumped her and wrote a post about it. And everybody started laughing and thought it was great that I did that or whatever. I got all this, whatever. So this week we're riding home and I'm bored because it's taking forever to get home from Orlando, and I look on Facebook and your girlfriend posts, I bet there's a lot of mad Walking Dead fans now, and I said, KJ's about to get bumped, but that's all she said.
No, she didn't say much more.
Spoiler, that's even close to a
And
spoiler.
I have a sneaking suspicion too that she probably meant the fact that the episode didn't address his baby dad.
It was
at
a
all.
break from
It was
action.
all Morgan, and I freaking loved it. It was such a good episode. I think that's the best episode we've had since the two girls.
Because Morgan has been this in and out character from the beginning of the series, and now we know where he's been this whole time, and it was awesome.
It was so good, and the character that he was with, like I was
Eastman. You're talking about.
Eastman, that's his name. And I was doing work while Nathan and I were I was doing some work while Nathan and I were watching, and I'm still typing on my computer, and all of a sudden he has the big reveal about his family. I'm like, literally a laptop down, and I just sat there like this the rest of the episode. It was insanely compelling.
It was
and
one of the few
so
times where I don't mind the break in the action. Because I usually get irritated when they do a cliffhanger and they take you away to tell you some backstory or whatever. But it was so good. It was really well done.
It was so good.
You should watch Walking Dead.
I started watching it years ago, and
Season 2, Season 3.
season 1, and I was into it, but then I stopped dating that guy who watched it all the time, and then I didn't,
That can really destroy something.
You know what? That's the reason why I stopped watching Mad Men. I started watching it with a boyfriend at the time, and then
Mad Men's great.
I will eventually go back and watch all of it, and I watched it on and off with my family. But definitely know how that goes.
Yeah.
Can I just say the
No.
scene
No.
where said character gets off quotation marks? That scene is a mess.
What
Okay.
for what show?
I haven't seen
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead in probably 3 seasons now. And that scene is a mess, and here's why. The editing in that sequence. No. I'm still,
You're ridiculous. I'm more entertained right now by the cat popping up in the frame.
No, I'm serious. How did that person fall? I've watched it frame by frame. I
You
wanna
didn't
know
see the
how
banana field?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm still trying to figure out how he fell. And on top
This
of
is
that,
not for you. This is every week on the show.
and on top of that, unless he has intestines in his shoulders, he's alive.
Well, that's what everybody said, but the thing is
Pictures of him on set in future episodes. He's not dead. That's in
Flashback.
my ear. That is so in my ear. No, he's with characters where they haven't met.
You're making the microphone
It
wheel.
seems like this happens to him all the time. Like he's totally Not
It
phased.
does.
No.
Usually it's me hitting
Usually,
face.
this is actually a switch because I got tired of picking up paper weeks and weeks later because people would be balling up scripts and throwing it at him. And I think that was probably more painful.
I'm just gonna wipe it on you.
All right, so let's actually, what's going on? Oh, is it tilting? Yeah. Oh, so let's actually do a story here. We have a story.
Okay. Following in the footsteps of former Daily Shower John Oliver, ex-host John Stewart is making the move over to HBO as part of an exclusive 4-year production pact. The partnership will mark the next phase of Stewart's career, beginning with short-form digital content, which will be showcased on HBO Now, HBO Go, and other platforms, and includes a first-look option for other films and TV ventures. In Stewart's first project for HBO under the new deal, Stewart will view current events and working with the pioneering cloud graphic company OTOY Inc. Is it OTOY? Use new technology that will allow him to produce timely short-form digital content, which will be refreshed on HBO Now multiple times throughout the day. Ugh. Sorry, my.
You read that like that.
I did.
So have
That's
you ever
pretty
seen
bad.
HBO on weed?
What was
Oh,
that?
ADD Central.
No, it's,
Uh,
what was the movie?
Baked.
Yeah, Half-Baked.
Half-Baked.
That's
Oh, I've
right.
never seen that one.
Yeah.
The guy on the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was John
Nice
Stewart.
try. Yeah. Pretty good.
I freaking love John Stewart, and HBO seems to be getting all of the most interesting content. Sesame Street just went over to HBO, which is really neat. And I think this is a very interesting transition that everybody's making because it's kind of like HBO is becoming a new Netflix. What?
I'm just waiting for the Sesame Street Game of Thrones crossover.
They probably already done it. They do that all the time where they will
Oh,
parody an actual
in
show.
the chat room, Stephanie says spray him.
Yeah.
Sesame Street.
Oh, she will. She will.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But what's fascinating to me about this is he signed this deal to do it on the digital platform, not
Yeah.
on the TV show.
Yeah.
So it says a lot about what's happening.
Exactly, and like I said, this is really an interesting switch that's coming over that, you know, smart artists like John Stewart know that everybody wants to get things quickly. It's like the funny or die little things. I'm sure he's still going to be commenting on, I mean, it says it, and he's going to be commenting on social events and everything, but he's still going to have that little sparkle in his eye and that little bit of snark right there to make it all a little funny. Which is the reason why I like it better.
But I was wondering at first, I guess it's not in this story, but I was wondering at first why he would leave The Daily Show to go and do the same thing. But there's
Probably because he has more control over it. I think this is the exact same reason why Sesame Street left PBS. I think they're all getting more control, and also they get more control over their budget,
To
and
be
with
fair,
that, they can.
It
do
doesn't
more.
say he's doing the same thing.
Well, I mean,
There's not really any description of what he's doing.
well, it's commentary on current events, and that's really similar to what The Daily Show was.
But it may not be comedic. I mean, he may be also trying to do more actual documentary work or movie work like with Rosewater.
I think it's totally going to be comedic.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be comedy, but he also just directed his first feature film last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with Rosewater.
Yeah. Oh.
And
it could very easily be more stuff like that. He could not be doing as much.
Well, the statement that he put out, which is not in this story, was that 22 minutes a day every day nearly killed him. Or in his words were, it broke me. That's what he said. So, I mean, this is a few minutes a day once in a while.
Exactly. And,
so that makes sense.
And also, in the chat room, John said, because all of the producers say that HBO is so hands-off versus other networks who have so much hands-on with the content. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, that's the reason why everybody's jumping over to Netflix, to HBO, to places that have more digital content because there's so much being put out all the time. They're like, I don't know what to do with this. It's kind of like Disney.
Well, they're also not owned, well, unlike Disney, they're also not owned by mega conglomerates, whereas Comedy Central is owned by Viacom.
Yes.
So you said you were a big Netflix user.
I'm a big Netflixer, yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Daredevil?
No.
What?
Oh, you have to watch Daredevil. It's so good. It's so good. It took me a second to get into, but it's so good.
I will. Now that
Took
you've
me
said that, I
literally
would probably
1
watch
second
the
to get into
entire
it.
series in like a week.
Well, that's what happens. Is Orange is the New Black.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay, we did that. They come out on a Friday, and then we don't hear from each other for 3 days, and we watch
And I'm guessing House of Cards as well.
Done.
Except what happened to me was when I finally got Catherine to watch Daredevil, she sent me cuss word texts.
Yeah, I was
Because
like,
you didn't
screw
do it
you,
for-
man, because I can't do anything else.
And now, November 20th, we've got the official date, is Jessica Jones, which
Oh,
looks
I
to be
can't wait. And
ridiculous.
Kristen Ritter. Do you
Mhm.
like Kristen Ritter?
Mhm.
So-
I cannot
Is it a
wait.
series?
It's a
Yeah.
series on Netflix, and they're going to do 13 episodes, and they'll all come out
New Addiction.
on the 20th.
Yeah.
Basically, the story of this character, it's based on this comic series called Alias. She is a private investigator, but she has superhuman abilities. It's a Marvel story, but it's grittier, it's dark, and they said this is the closest thing to an R-rated project they've done so
I
far.
love it. I love it so much.
Yeah,
Is it no comedy at all? It's like dark Gotham.
straight up,
Dark,
dark.
yeah.
Have you guys seen Gotham?
Yeah.
I have watched
No.
most of it. I'm watching it this
I
season.
watched-
I'm not fully caught up with. I'm mostly done with last season. I'm watching it on Netflix.
What about Once Upon a Time?
I'm caught up on Once Upon a
I
Time.
did watch the last episode because Nathan, my brother, he loves it. I was obsessed with it for the first 2 seasons.
Same for me, 2 seasons.
3rd season came along and I was like, I'm just gonna stick with it. This will happen. 4th season, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I lost track of
loved
it.
it.
The
And I
second
love
half
that,
of
and
fourth
that's what it
season
was.
was much better. The
Yeah.
first half, which was the Frozen half,
Yeah,
was
that's
kind
where
of-
I was like,
But
Yeah, I didn't
the
like
villains
that part.
half was really good. The
didn't like
latter
that.
half.
I like
it
it's
like
strong
they were
right
wedging
now.
characters in, so I kind of dropped it.
I just the whole Hook. It's the end of season 3 with Hook when
And
he's
Emma?
a good guy. Yeah, and Emma, and it's just
Hook is
like
a sexy man.
sexy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It
and
just got really quiet.
I did get really quiet. I'm sorry. No, and do you watch Kimmy Schmidt? That's my Netflix
Yeah.
that I
Oh
always
yeah.
go back to.
For sure. I've only done
Yeah.
season 1 because it's only been one
It's
season,
only one
right?
season,
Yeah.
but I'm dying for that next one, and I will rewatch it over and over and over
I
again.
haven't finished. I watched half of it. I will finish it though, because
I don't know why, because it's the best comedy series that Netflix
How
has.
about Frankie and Grace or whatever?
Well, it was
Cute.
okay for me. It was just one of those things of like, and I kept with it to just kind of finish it because I love Lily Tomlin so much, but it just wasn't everything and more. And maybe the second season will be a little stronger.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I
Fingers
couldn't. I
crossed.
couldn't. Something I just didn't get sucked into that one.
It's not
all
all
of them.
enjoyed Frankie and Grace.
Because I haven't watched any of Hemlock Grove either. And
I didn't
tried
get into
it.
Hemlock. I watched the first couple episodes and I couldn't get into Hemlock.
Yeah, it was the same for me. And I feel like I need to go back and try again because it's gotten another season.
I don't feel like it because there's enough. There's
Yeah.
so much I already
It's
have to
true.
watch.
It's true. It's true. But I would highly recommend you take a look at Jessica Jones because it looks to be really, really good.
It is. It's
And
gonna be
Daredevil.
awesome.
And Daredevil.
You have to
Daredevil is
so
dark,
great.
dark. I mean, you talk about no comedy. There's no comedy in that movie. It is serious.
There's some lighter moments. What's his butt? His best friend is kind of a bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, Foggy's funny.
Foggy, thank you.
Well, I think most of the humor in it goes in the back and forth between Murdoch and
I
Foggy.
guess it's more charisma. It's not straight up like slapstick.
Yeah, that's what I would call this.
No. We wouldn't expect that to.
No
Yeah.
belly
There's
laughs,
some-
but there's a.
Yeah. There's like,
Yeah. Maybe a snap.
Like the avocados
Oh, yeah, okay.
when they were getting drunk in college.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, who has the next story? Somebody
Oh,
else.
there's
Well,
nothing.
there's
New
no-
on
you
Blu-ray.
do. The Blu-rays.
we're on to Blu-rays. All right, so new this week if you want to buy a Blu-ray, which there's not a lot of choices, honestly. Inside Out Collector's Edition, Inside Out 3D Ultimate Edition. Did anybody see this?
I still haven't seen
I
it.
went and saw Inside Out.
I wanted to see this, but everybody was so meh about it that I was like, well, I guess I'll just wait until it's out to rent, and now I need to watch it. It's to a Loving Me Polar.
Oh.
Loving Me Polar, and
We're gonna
it's
take a look.
Pixar.
Inside Out was a
I
Pixar
thought it
film.
was good, not great.
Yeah.
Everybody else around me thought it was the second coming of Christ, but that was just me.
Well, we all know
Everybody-
that that's
every
actually
single person on
Star Trek 2 The
Facebook-
Wrath of Khan.
Really?
Yeah, everybody on Facebook, I was like,
Okay,
I was crying in tears. I'm like,
Keep
I
my
don't
mouth shut.
understand how you could be crying in tears.
My
All right.
sister and I are obsessed with Disney. Obsessed. She saw this and she was like, meh.
All right. Well, we'll look at it on Blu-ray.
It's fine. 7 out of 10.
All right. So also Black Sails Season 2 and Blood Sucking Bastards.
Is this the
Okay.
crossover with Inglourious Bastards and vampires?
I wish
Yes,
that would be
that's exactly
spectacular.
Nazis, right?
With Nazis. So it's
So it's a
Nazi
prequel
vampires.
from Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Or it's the sequel to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
What a terrible.
that was a bad
I'm
movie.
sorry, it was so much
I would
fun.
much rather see a prequel to.
Yes.
I've honestly never heard an audience laugh harder in a trailer with the title of the trailer.
Yeah.
It was such a fun
When
movie.
I went and saw Hunger Games, that was premiered, and everybody just burst out laughing when that title came out. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
All right.
Do you guys have anything to say about how Hunger Games is coming out, the third one or whatever?
Don't spoil it. I haven't
Well,
seen
it's really
anything
funny,
from it, anything.
So you like the
That's
Hunger,
fine.
Hunger Games movies?
I do.
Hey, it's the last
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
So
Spoiler
we
alert.
really love the first two. I think
Okay.
universally we love
Yeah.
the first two.
Mm-hmm.
The last one.
That freaking camera work was terrible.
Oh, shut up.
It's terrible! Shake the camera as much as possible. Keep it PG-13.
Yeah, shut up. That movie was great.
Whereas
It was
the
awesome.
sequel was like, we're going to show some violence and keep it PG-13, but not try and hide the violence. That's what pissed me
Shut
off
up.
about the first one. Was
That
like,
first movie was
oh my god,
fantastic.
you saw some
The
blood or
first movie
something
was
happened.
good.
I don't know, the
It
camera
was.
was shaking too hard and we were cutting too fast. Second
I
was
went-
like, that guy got stabbed in the face, but we're not showing any blood, so it's still PG.
I went into that movie thinking, oh, this is just a stupid battle royale ripoff.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
But it's got
It
the same
is.
thing, but it is not a ripoff. It's actually
That's what's how
They
they
Because-
actually
government
it's
forcing
kind of
people
give
to
you
kill
a
each
valid
other.
reason to why all this stuff is going on. It's actually makes sense.
It's
in
really
that
cool. And
world,
plus, it's
which-
all about
Which
Katniss
battle
Everdeen.
royale just doesn't make any sense.
Whatsoever.
And plus it's all
But it's a
about
Japanese horror movie, so that's
I mean,
what
it's
happens.
great, but
I
it
mean, let's just ignore the book, which totally came first in that.
Nobody cares about the book.
Battle Royale or Hunger Games.
Battle
Oh, okay,
Royale.
I didn't read it, and I was about to spray you in the
Well-
face again, thinking that you said that Hunger Games
I
went
think the book.
so far off the books.
No, I mean, Battle Royale went pretty.
Oh, well, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you
but
sure?
I'm excited for this last one. Because I think this one's going to redeem itself from the last one.
I hope
this
so.
is
Well,
where all of the
The
action
problem with the
happens.
last movie wasn't that it was a movie. It was entirely set up. It was entirely set up.
It was.
And
not
it's
a full
because
movie.
here's the thing. That when that first movie was coming out, I wanted to write a feature article about it. So I was going to Florida again. So I got the Hunger Games books, and I thought, well, I'm just going to read. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm going to read it anyway, just so I have knowledge. And the first book was really good for that YA, kind of genre. And the second book was okay. The third book is kind of weak. It's weak.
Third
So
book
when
is
you
really
take
weird.
that, you take weak source material and you break it into 2 movies, you're not going to get good results. And the problem with this last movie was
Example, Twilight.
it was a series of speeches. I was so excited because they brought Julianne Moore in, who I really like and stuff.
What's that? You wanted to do
Like
something?
and stuff?
Sorry,
I was
Al.
just about to say that I feel like she was what threw it off.
She was part of
She
it.
was so bland. I
Yeah.
have to say about her character was just
It just
blandy
and
McBland
the whole
butter
thing is,
sandwich.
it was like it seemed like around that
I
whole
like a butter
time
sandwich.
there was this whole
Actually, sounds pretty
theme
good,
of
right?
women as bad, like amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's badasses.
say
And so-
badass.
We,
It's
we,
good
we
say.
dropped
Okay.
the S-bomb, so you're totally good.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
Yeah, and so it was like it just seems so generic to have there's Katniss, and then there's of course the woman Julianne Moore is like the main.
President? No, not
President
President
or
Coin,
whatever.
but Coin.
Yeah, and then there was also the other movie that came
Did you
out.
just-
What's the other one where the girl is like a total badass? And
Oh, is it
Not Entourage. It's something
It's
like
like,
that sounds like that.
Entourage?
No! What?
Divergence.
Divergent,
I don't know
yeah.
why I
Entourage.
wanted to say it.
Wow.
And it was like the same kind of thing, and it's just like, okay, we got it. Women are amazing. Like, you don't overdo it,
Well,
Late.
they didn't have a lot of source material to pull from. So that movie was a lot of speeches.
I think
Julianne
this
Moore
next
makes
one's
a
going to be
speech.
really neat because
Katniss
this is
makes a
going to be.
speech,
She does. This one's going to be really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to it because we get an actual visual representation of inside the Capitol. It's a
Spoilers.
lot
Oh,
of
that'll
stuff
be
inside
fun.
the Capitol. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well, if you saw
I
the
have-
last one, you know what's going to
I
happen.
have stayed away from every single piece of marketing. I have stayed away from every single thing of
And
spoilers.
The last one was kind of like Matrix, where it's so underground and you're kind of like in the dirty dark
It's true.
too
It was-
much.
There was a lot of that.
It'd be way more fun to be in the Capitol.
Exactly, and it's really neat. And plus, too, that's right, you didn't watch the trailers.
I haven't seen any trailers. Every time it comes, I go to the theater.
Let me pull up a trailer.
I close my eyes and shut my ears.
Don't mess with me. I'll pull up a trailer right now. I'll make you watch it.
Because I don't want to.
What happened in the last part of Hunger Games, my friend?
Which one?
This last one that just came out.
Spoilers to anybody who hasn't seen it. Peter was like, I'm an evil person now. I've been hijacked.
I'm George Clooney. And what did all of the people in District 13
I didn't realize she was making an impression. I thought they was actually using that to describe themselves.
What did they say they were going to do? What is their next objective?
Offensive.
Ice cream.
This is getting.
And where are they going to take the offensive?
This is
They're
getting
going to
tiresome.
make the journey from 13 to the Capitol. I was expecting this to be about the journey and the Capitol. Now I just know they're just going to go straight for that Capitol.
I cut back to the main camera and we're all sleeping.
So walking into Mordor.
I
basically.
haven't seen any piece of marketing. The fact I've seen 10 seconds.
The one
trailer.
last
subtitles.
You know how little people care that Zach has seen no marketing.
It's true.
It
Nobody
works
cares.
for the last film. I did the
So
same
listen,
thing for the last
the
film,
one
and
thing
there
that
were
I will
sequences
say
I was like,
is-
oh crap, I don't know where this is going. I watched the trailer and I was like, well, I would have known where that was going.
All right. So have you read the books? Okay. So I unfortunately have read the books and I hated the ending. So I hated it. I thought it was stupid.
Well, maybe they'll turn soon.
No, they won't. Tell you.
It's not the worst ending in the entire world.
Well,
That's celebrating.
Not the
Usually there are movies
Lower my expectations.
In my, here's my thing.
Not Hitler.
When I get my
Oh
first
my
book
gosh, you know
published,
what I read today? Tila Tequila wrote a blog about, and she said, why I sympathize with Hitler. God, Tila Tequila
Well, I'm
is
done
a
here.
neo-Nazi. Now you guys know.
She a porn star?
Yes!
Yeah.
A
I only
bisexual porn
know, like,
star.
Nazi.
who has
Bisexual
these-
porn star Nazi.
She's got her Instagram profile.
That now has to be added to
Yeah.
every description of her. From
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So let's.
So comics?
Solid course. What do we have for comics this week?
From Marvel this week, we have Amazing Spider-Man #3, Doctor Strange #2, Hercules #1, Star Wars #11, and Uncanny X-Men #600. It's the end of Brian Michael Bendis' run on the X titles. From DC, we have Batmite #6, Batman and Robin Eternal #5, Green Arrow #46, Harley Quinn and Power Girl #5, and Lobo #12. In other titles, we have Angel of Faith Season 10 #20, Donald Duck #7, Elephant Men #67, Lazarus #20, and The Woods #17.
Okay. So on my trip back, I did manage to catch up on some comic book reading, and I hate the Spider-Man comic, Spider Car, and all that stupidness.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
I thought it was fun.
I hate it.
It's silly.
It reminds me of the 1980s where they were trying to build in toys. Is what it. I don't like that character having all that access.
I
to
think
all
that's
that.
that's part of the point though, is because it's still really awkward for his character to have all that. So it still feels out of place. I like it. I do like Dan Slott's Spider-Man. And I think this
So
is
is
really
it
good.
This is the
Car
reason
Arrest
Dan Slott has not
74
transitioned
No,
into TV
it's like a really
or film.
Okay, so
They make fun of him being the poor man Tony Stark. That was hilarious.
That's kind of.
But I like Amazing Spider-Man. I like pretty much a lot of the titles I've been reading for Marvel since they've been doing the all different reboots.
Yeah, I've been trying to feel it out.
I really want to read the Uncanny X-Men 600. I just haven't had a chance to make it out to the comic shop today.
That's this week, right? That's today.
That's the list that I just read.
Well, all I wanted to do was bitch at you about how sucky the new Spider-Man is. That's all I.
And I disagree, so
You're
there
wrong.
we go.
You're wrong.
Nope.
That's okay.
Spray bottle!
Yeah, exactly. So you want it back so you can spray bottle the two of them.
All
Can I
right.
say an X-Men joke?
What's the next one?
I'm loath to listen to this.
Go.
So, who's your favorite X-Men?
I don't know.
Mine's Caitlyn Jenner.
That is not.
I don't
Can
get
you
I don't
please?
understand.
Thank you.
That is.
I knew I'd be getting it for that.
That's.
I don't get it at all, but
Exactly.
oh, watch out. So throw social at him.
That would probably not be great. There you go, got a hit.
All right.
I would pour it. I would open one up and pour
So-
it on him, but it's too delicious to waste.
It's leaving now.
All right, so
That's what happens.
we usually end when we hit the threshold of ridiculousness, and we're there.
And right now, yeah, we're there.
All right, so tell me the website again.
Socialenjoyments.com. But around stores, if they just go to the website, then they can find those stores.
We actually quite enjoyed it. So, everybody, tell me what your favorite was.
Hibiscus cucumber. I love the toasted coconut. It was really good, but the hibiscus cucumber, I could drink like, I don't know, 10 cans of. And sadly, I don't know.
Toasted coconut and almond. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Delicious.
All right, Mike, what do you like?
I think I've got to go with the toasted coconut and almond. I've had 3.
Whoa!
You've had 3 of them?
That's been
You
Three.
dumbass.
I've had 3 of them.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You are an idiot.
Hey, man.
All right, Nico.
The hibiscus cucumber.
This has been the best podcast in years.
To be fair, at least we're not eating jelly beans that taste like dog food or vomit.
Oh,
That's
God.
true. We have had some really ridiculous things to try on this show. That's
Oh
true.
my gosh.
All right. So at this point in time, we usually give out some contact information. People want to follow us. Where can people follow you?
They can follow social at 88social on Instagram or Twitter. Now I'm on Periscope. We're actually periscoping
Great.
this.
Woohoo!
88 social, like 88 calories.
Great. All right, Nico.
You can find me at all finer social networks at Nico Screen, and also check out Geek Media Expo, geekmediaexpo.com, which is wrapped. If you were there, give us some feedback on our post-con survey.
Mike.
Of course, that's CultureSmash.tv, and if you really want to see me, you can also go to Google Plus and look under Clovis
I don't
Chitwood.
really want to, but
Yeah, nobody does.
it's true.
Uh,
Catherine.
You can find me on all finer social media outlets at Catherine May Holder. Middle name is spelled M-A-I.
Zach. Go on.
You can find what?
Go ahead.
Okay, you can
Get it
find
over
me.
with.
You can find me on Instagram, Matrix91. You can also find me on Facebook, and you can also find me on Steam. My username is a dangerously lunatic, and I'm probably going to be playing Resident Evil 4, which it turns out is a really intense game.
Yes, it is.
And where can we find you, Dwayne?
Well, you can find me on
Dr.
Dr. Word 75 on the X-Phone, where I play lots of video games with the boy. You can also find me getting drunk off of this social drink. It's really wonderful.
Oh, speaking
Might be as good as Duff beer. I'm not sure. Sorry, bro.
Speaking of driving, we got to remind everyone before the weekend before you guys took the trip.
Yes.
Me and you and Dwayne and one of Dwayne's friends who knew a little bit about sports, we went and we kicked trivia ass.
No, it wasn't me. Was it?
No,
Oh, you
Stephanie
didn't go.
went.
That's
you,
right.
You've had
You
enough.
backed
You've had
out.
enough social. I had a family engagement.
It was Stephanie, wasn't it?
Stephanie went.
Stephanie went.
Yeah.
And
They're very similar looking.
And we
you are getting too social, my
we
friend.
kicked some ass at the Independence. We go to this place. It's some brunch thing that Dwayne talked us into. Well, he didn't really have to push hard for me. But it was, we go in there expecting it to be, first off, it's in a high school, which was a little bit odd. Not as weird as the church would have been for me, but it was a little weird going to high school. And then, it's all high school kids. Like,
What,
it's all
really?
teens.
Are you
High school
serious?
kids. Like,
That's
a couple
why
of
you
them
guys
had
won.
a teacher.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we kicked their ass.
And you laugh so
Wow.
much about that. That is ridiculous. All right, so I want to try and see if I can find. So somebody talk for a minute. I want to see if I can find that picture.
The ET one?
Yeah.
You just passed
Sure, I
Of
could.
what?
I could
Go back up.
No, it's
I
not
can
the
tell
one I
you my
want.
theory about
Wait,
the
what are you
multiverse.
looking for?
I want to find the picture from the roller coaster.
That's a great picture of me.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, Catherine.
I
because-
said the one of Nathan?
Yes.
Okay,
Because I want to
so-
tell this story really quick. Can you
Do you
find
want
it?
me to tell?
All right, you tell the story
I'll
while
tell the
I
story,
find
you
the picture.
find it. Okay, so I wasn't here, but there is a roller coaster there called Rip It Rocket, and it's awesome because what you do is you actually get to choose your music while you go on. Funny story, if you hack it, you can pick your own song from like a secret song selection. Dwayne, that's what you get, you butthole. The cat just. You're fine.
Oh my gosh, it's all red.
She just dug her nails into his knee. Anyway,
Stop playing
Dwayne
with
said,
that.
all right, so this is what we're going to do. You hold down the logo for 10
Okay,
seconds.
this is not the story I'm
and
thinking
then push down 902.
so I got on this very intense roller coaster, Rainbow Connection, and it was hilarious. It was the best. But here's the reason why it was super funny while I was laughing the whole time, and then it'll make sense for Nathan. So the roller coaster goes straight up. I'm not kidding. Your back is to the floor, and you're looking straight up to the sky. And it's a very intense coaster where you go down a lot. You have a lot of like corkscrews and loops and everything. So the story goes, they were doing Halloween Horror Nights, and they had a little extra time, and they all went on this coaster.
We did it at night.
Nathan's boyfriend, Matt, loves to get Nathan's goat, and Nathan is just very overly dramatic anyway. So they're on the roller coaster and everything, and the coaster stops.
Like, it doesn't even start. It's right before it goes. It stops just before it leaves the tunnel.
Right. Yeah.
And because there's music, they have speakers where you can hear it, and somebody comes over it and it says, please stand by. We got a slight delay. You just sit tight. We're gonna take off in a minute. Right. And that's.
Yes. And so Matt trying to get and Nathan's my brother trying to get Nathan's goat. He says he's like, oh no, I felt the restraints go up. I think they loosened our restraints. I guess they're gonna have to like fix them or something. And he goes, no, and of course the roller coaster takes off right when he's like, oh, no.
The best reason for everything to take that picture that we took. I'm going to pull it up and show it to you right now. And if you don't know Nathan, you'll pick him out in this picture.
Oh my God.
He is. There he is.
He's literally crying into my theater.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's the picture of the trip. Me and Catherine and Tyler are back there having a great time. His boyfriend's having a great time. Nathan's having a heart failure. Best picture of the trip.
It really is the best picture of the trip.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so if you want to follow us, go to CultureSmash.tv. You can also on Facebook, you can do Culture Smash, Twitter is Culture, and anywhere, even we have a Pinterest account even. Just do Culture Smash. The best places is probably, honestly, Facebook or Twitter. That's where they're the most active. But head on over to CultureSmash.tv. If you want to play Film Ball with us, you can do that. Just email me.
You'll probably be playing me again.
Yeah, you probably will, because Mike's like really not doing well. Just email me with Film Ball in the subject line, and we'll get you added for the next bracket, which is coming up. Let's see, when will that be? We're finishing.
Well, it's the end of the year.
Yeah, it'll be in December. We'll be bidding. Yeah, for January, starting January. So I guess that'll do it. We will see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
What do you got, though?